Have you ever walked into a room and just
Have you ever
felt at
walked
peace?
into a room
No
and
words,
just
no music, just the
Felt at
quiet
peace?
calm of a space that's
No
been cared
words,
for. Now
no
imagine
music,
if that feeling wasn't an
just
accident,
the quiet calm
but a
of
habit,
a space that's been
way
cared
of living,
for.
a quiet legacy,
Now imagine
passed
if that
down
feeling wasn't
one
an
wipe
accident,
table at a time.
but
My
a
name is
habit,
Honda. I'm 72
way
years
of
old
living.
and I was born and raised in Osaka,
a
Japan.
quiet legacy,
Where I come from,
passed down
we don't think of
one
cleaning as a
wipe
chore.
table at a time.
We see it as a kindness, not just
My
for
name is
ourselves,
Honda.
but for the next person
I'm
who walks through
72
the
years
door.
old, and I was
When I was
born
a
and
boy, we
raised
didn't have
in
janitors
Osaka,
in school.
Japan.
We were the janitors.
Where I come
After
from,
class,
we don't
we
think
swept
of
the
cleaning
floors,
as a chore.
wiped the boards,
We see it as a
scrubbed the
kindness.
sinks. Not as punishment,
Not
but as
just for
pride.
ourselves,
At home,
but for the next
we
person
took off our shoes
who walks
before
through the
stepping
door.
in. We carried our own trash until
When
we
I was
found
a
a bin.
boy,
We never
didn't
left a
have
mess for
janitors
someone
in
else to
school.
deal with.
We were the janitors.
No one shouted rules at us. We were simply taught
After
that
class,
a clean
we swept
space
the
is
floors,
a gift you leave behind.
wiped the boards,
Before we go any
scrubbed
further,
the sinks,
tell me in the comments
not
where
as
in the
punishment,
world you're watching from.
but as
And
pride.
if this gentle way of living speaks to you, make sure to subscribe. Because what I'm
At
about
home,
to share
we
isn't
took
just
off our
about
shoes
clean
before
homes.
stepping in.
It's about calmer
We
hearts.
carried our own trash
Now at
until we
72,
found a
these
bin.
habits are still with me. But I've learned
We
something
never
important.
left a mess for
They
someone
aren't
else
just
to deal
Japanese
with.
habits. They're
No one
universal
shouted
truths
rules at us.
waiting to be remembered. A few years ago, I visited
We were
my son
simply
in
taught
California.
that a clean
He
space
lives
is
in
a
beautiful
gift you leave
neighborhood
behind.
in a bright modern home. Big windows.
Before we go any
high
further,
ceilings,
tell me in the
sunshine
comments
pouring in.
where in the
But when
world
I
you're
stepped
watching
inside,
from.
something felt off.
And if this gentle
were
way of
scattered by the
living
door.
speaks to you,
One here, one
make
there,
sure to
one
subscribe,
halfway,
kind.
into the hallway.
Because what I'm
The
about
kitchen
to
counter
share
held
isn't just
unopened
about
mail
clean
and empty
homes.
coffee cups.
It's about
The sink
calmer
wasn't
hearts.
overflowing, but it was never
Now,
really empty
at
either.
72,
It wasn't
these
dirty,
habits are still
but it
with
wasn't
me.
peaceful.
But I've learned
That night
something
after
important.
everyone went to bed, I couldn't sleep.
They aren't just Japanese
So I did what
habits.
felt natural.
They're universal truths.
I arranged the shoes by
waiting
the
to
door.
be remembered.
I folded the blanket on the sofa.
A few
I
years
wiped
ago,
the kitchen counter
I visited
until
my
it
son
shone
in
softly
California.
under the light.
He
Nothing
lives
dramatic.
in a beautiful neighborhood,
Just
in a
small
bright,
acts of care.
modern home.
The
Big
next morning,
windows,
my son walked into the
high
kitchen
ceilings,
rubbing his eyes.
sunshine
He stopped,
pouring in.
looked around. Did
But
Mom
when I
clean
stepped
last night, he
inside,
asked. I shook my head. No, just me. I
something
couldn't
felt
sleep. He stood there
off.
for a moment and then said, almost
Shoes were
surprised,
scattered by
"Huh,
the door.
It feels
One
better."
here, one there.
The tiny sentence
one
stayed
halfway
with me
into the hallway.
because that's when I realized
The
what
kitchen
we call
counter
culture
held
can
unopened
actually
mail
be
and empty
transformation.
coffee cups.
And sometimes
The sink
the smallest
wasn't
habits
overflowing.
bring the biggest peace.
But it was never really empty.
Not just
either.
to our homes, but to our
It
hearts.
wasn't dirty.
Today I want to share some of those
It
habits
wasn't
with you.
peaceful.
They're simple.
That
They're
night,
not expensive.
after everyone
But
went to
they've
bed,
helped me create
I couldn't
calm in
sleep.
a noisy world.
so
And
I did
maybe,
what felt natural.
just maybe, they'll inspire
I
something
arranged the
gentle and
shoes
true
by the
in you
door.
too. Let's
I
begin
folded
with the
blanket
quietest
on the
step of all,
sofa.
removing your shoes.
I wiped the kitchen counter
It seems
until it
small,
shone
doesn't it?
softly under the light.
You might think it's just
Nothing
about
dramatic.
keeping the floors clean.
Just small acts
but in
of
Japan,
care.
it's
the next
so much
morning,
more.
my son
When I
walked
was
into
young,
the kitchen,
my
rubbing his
grandmother used to
eyes.
say,
He
leave your
stopped,
dirt at the door,
looked around.
not just from your shoes, but from your day. In Japanese
Did Mom
homes,
clean last
we
night?
have a small entryway called the Genkan. It's where you
No.
pause, take
Just
off your
me.
shoes, and line them up
I
neatly.
couldn't sleep.
Sometimes we offer guests indoor slippers. In some homes, there are even separate slippers just for the bathroom. It's not obsession,
It feels better.
it's intention. And intention brings peace.
that tiny sentence
Removing your
stayed
shoes
with me.
is a tiny pause between
Because
the
that's when I
outside world
realized
and the place where you rest,
What we call
eat,
culture
and share stories.
can actually be
It's a
transformation.
way of saying,
And
this home is a
sometimes
little bit sacred.
The smallest
I will
habits
treat it that way.
Bring the biggest peace.
When I
to
visited
me.
my son, his children would run through the
Not
house
just
in
to
muddy
our
sneakers.
homes,
One evening,
but to our hearts.
instead of scolding them, I
Today,
told them an old
I
story
want
from
to share
Osaka
some of those habits with you.
about how gentle
They're
spirits
simple.
live in the home
They're
and
not
feel
expensive.
happiest when the house is cared for.
Let's begin with the quietest
The next
step of
morning,
all.
their sneakers were lined up
Removing your
neatly by the
shoes.
door. No
it
one
seems
forced
small,
them.
doesn't it?
The habit finally meant
But in
something.
Japan, it's so
If you'd like
much
to try
more.
this, start
Then,
small. Place a
when
soft
I
rug
was
by your
young,
door.
My grandmother
Add a
used
simple
to say,
shoe rack Maybe a pair of cozy indoor slippers.
Leave your dirt at the door.
It's not just
not
cleaner,
just from your shoes.
it's calmer. And when your feet touch the floor,
But
bare or in soft slippers, your body knows you're home now. You can breathe.
In Japanese
From there,
homes, we have a
let's
small
talk about a habit
entryway
that takes
called
just 2 minutes,
the Genkan.
but can save you
It's
hours
where
of
you
stress
pause,
and
take
give
off
you
your
something
shoes,
even more
and line
valuable
them
than
up
time.
neatly.
Peace.
Sometimes we
In my
offer
home in
guests
Osaka,
indoor slippers.
we never had cleaning
It's not
days
obsession.
because
It's
every day was a
intention.
cleaning day.
And
Not the
intention
kind with rubber
brings
gloves and
peace.
buckets. Not the frantic Saturday where you try to scrub
Removing
your
your
whole
shoes
life back
is
into
a
order.
tiny pause
No,
between the outside
it's
world
quieter than that.
and the place where
Smaller.
you rest.
After
Eat
dinner, we
and
wipe
share
the table.
stories. It's
After
a way
we
of
use
saying,
something, we put it
this
back.
home is a little bit
Before
sacred.
bed, we sweep the
I will
floor
treat
just
it
a
that
little.
way.
Each act takes maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
When I visited my
But together
son,
they keep
his
chaos
children
from
would
ever
run
building
through the
up.
house in muddy
The mess
sneakers.
never gets a chance to shout.
One evening, instead
I
of
remember
scolding
watching
them,
my American
I told them
grandson
an
struggle to
old
keep his
story
room
from
clean,
Osaka to
clothes
me
on the chair,
about
socks
how
under the
gentle
bed,
spirits live in the
toys
home
wherever they
and
landed.
feel happiest
His
when
parents
the house
tried
is cared
rules,
for.
punishments, even rewards.
The
Nothing
next
worked for
morning,
long.
Their
So one
sneakers
afternoon
were
I
lined
gave
up
him a
neatly
challenge.
by the door.
Every time you leave this
No
room,
one
I said,
forced them.
make it just
The
1%
habit
better
finally
than when
meant
you walked
something.
in. He laughed.
If you'd like
just
to try
1%?
this, start
Yes,
small.
I said, only 1%.
Place
At first,
a
he
soft
picked
rug
up a
by
single
your door.
sock.
Add a
The
simple
next
shoe
day,
rack.
he pushed in his chair.
Maybe a pair of cozy
Soon he
indoor
was straightening
slippers.
his blanket,
It's not just
putting one
cleaner,
toy back,
it's
closing
calmer.
a drawer.
And when your feet touch the
A
floor,
week later, he
freezing,
came to me and
bare
said,
or in
"Grandpa,
soft slippers plume,
It
Your
feels
body
nicer in
knows
there, like I can think better."
You're home now.
I smiled,
You
because
can
that's
breathe.
exactly the point. Tidying isn't really
From
about
there,
perfection.
let's
It's
talk about a
presence.
habit that takes
It's
just
how you
2
tell
minutes,
yourself,
but can
I
save
care
you
about the
hours
space
of
I live in.
stress.
I care about the mind that lives
and
here
give
too.
you something even more valuable.
So if you
than
want to
time.
start, don't wait for a free
Peace.
weekend. Begin with something small.
in my home in Osaka,
Wipe your kitchen counter
we never
after
had
every
cleaning
use.
days,
Put the
because
remote
every
back in
day
the same
was a
place.
cleaning day.
Make your
Not
bed
the kind
each
with rubber
morning,
gloves and buckets.
not as
Not
a
the
chore,
frantic
but as a
Saturday
little gift
where
to
you
your
try to
future
scrub
self.
your whole life
These
back into
tiny
order.
rituals
No,
whisper
it's quieter than that.
to your nervous system.
Smaller.
You
After
are
dinner,
safe.
we wipe the
You
table.
are cared for.
After we use something,
You are home.
we put it back.
And when your
Each act
surroundings
takes
are
maybe
calm,
1 or 2 minutes,
your thoughts
but
slow
together,
down,
they keep
your
chaos
heart
from
softens.
ever building up.
you
The
don't
mess
just
never
live
gets
in
a
a
chance to
tidy
shout.
house, you live in a peaceful life.
I remember
Now,
watching my
Let me
American
share a
grandson
habit
struggle
many
to keep
Americans
his room
find
clean.
surprising. In Japan, we
His
carry
parents
our
tried
trash with
rules,
us,
punishments,
even when there are no
rewards.
bins in sight.
Nothing
When I first
worked for
visited
long.
New York City, I was amazed.
So one
Not by
afternoon,
the skyscrapers
I gave
or
him a
yellow
challenge.
taxis, but by something
Every
simple.
time you leave
There
this
was
room,
a trash
I
bin
said,
on almost every corner.
Make it just
and
1%
still
better
trash on the ground.
than when you walked
In Japan, we have the opposite problem. There are very few public
Just
trash
1%?
cans. Most
Yes.
were removed in the 1990s
Only
for
1%.
safety reasons. But something interesting happened. People
At first,
adapted.
he picked up a single
We started
sock.
carrying our
The
trash
next day,
with
he
us.
pushed in his chair.
Chewing gum wrappers,
Soon, he was straightening
train
his
tickets,
blanket, putting
empty
one toy
coffee cups, all tucked into a little bag or pocket until we
Grandpa,
got home.
It feels
Not
nicer in
because
there.
someone was watching, but because
Like,
we
I can
believe
think
public
better.
space is shared space.
I smiled.
And what we leave behind
Because
says
that's
something
exactly
about who
the
we
point.
are. When I explained this to my
tidying
American friends,
isn't really
they
about
asked,
perfection.
"Isn't that
It's
annoying?"
about presence.
I smiled.
It's how you tell yourself.
Maybe at first,
It's
but over time,
I care about
it
the
becomes a
space I
quiet
live
kind
in.
of pride. Because
I care
picking
about
up
the
after
mind that
yourself in
lives here,
public
too.
isn't just about being tidy.
So if you want to start,
It's a message to strangers
don't
you'll
wait
never
for a
meet.
free weekend.
I was here, and I
Begin with
care.
something small.
When I walk in a
Wipe your
park,
kitchen counter
I carry
after
a small
every use.
reusable bag in my pocket.
Put the remote
It
back
weighs
in the
almost
same
nothing,
place.
but it carries responsibility. Now my
Make your
granddaughter
bed
does the
each
same.
morning,
Not because
not
I
as
told
a
her
chore,
to, but
as a
because she
little
saw
gift
me
to
do
your
it.
future self.
That's how habits spread, not through
These
lectures,
tiny rituals
through
whisper
example.
to your nervous system.
So if you're out today
You are safe.
at the park,
You
the
are
beach,
cared
or a
for.
cafe, try this. Bring a small bag. Take your trash home. It's such a tiny act. But it connects you to the place
Now,
you're
let
in,
me
to
share
the
a habit
people
many
who will
Americans
come
find
after you,
surprising.
and to a
In
quieter,
Japan,
more
we
thoughtful
carry
version
our
of
trash
yourself.
with us.
Speaking of
When I
small
first visited
things,
New York City, I
let
was
me
amazed.
tell you about
Not
one
by the
object that
skyscrapers
has
or
lived
yellow
in my
taxis,
pocket since
but by
I was a
something
child.
simple.
A simple
Và vẫn
handkerchief.
còn rác trên mặt đất.
When I was growing up
Ở
in
Nhật Bản,
Osaka,
chúng tôi có vấn đề
my
ngược
mother
lại.
would never let me leave the
Có rất
house
ít
without
thùng
three
rác công
things.
cộng.
My school
People
bag,
adapted.
my
We started
lunchbox,
carrying our trash with us.
and a handkerchief.
Chewing gum wrappers.
To us, it was
train
as
tickets,
essential as wearing shoes.
empty coffee cups.
You never knew when
Not
you'd
because
need it.
someone was
To
watching,
wipe your hands, dry your
but
face,
because we believe
clean a little spill
public
no one
space
else
is
noticed,
shared
but you
space.
did. Even now at
When I
72,
explained this to
I still
my
carry
American
one.
friends,
In Japan,
they asked,
a handkerchief
"Isn't that
isn't just
annoying?"
cloth. It's a
Maybe
quiet
at first.
promise. Wherever
But
I
over
go,
time,
I will leave
it
things
becomes
better than
a
I found
quiet
them.
kind of pride.
I've seen it everywhere. A man wiping the
Because
sink
picking
after
up after
using a
yourself
public
in public
restroom.
isn't
A
just
woman
about being
patting a
tidy.
train seat before she sits.
It's a message to
Not out of
strangers.
fear,
You'll
but out
never
of
meet.
care.
I was here.
One day in Los Angeles,
And I
someone
cared.
saw me drying my hands with my cloth and asked, "Why don't you
When I
just
walk
use
in a
paper
park,
towels?"
I carry a
I
small
smiled and
reusable
said,
bag in my
because
pocket.
this one I
now,
can wash
my
and reuse,
granddaughter does the
and
same.
it doesn't end up in the
Not
ocean.
because I told her to,
They paused,
but because she saw me do
then
it.
nodded.
That's how
Not
habits
because I
spread.
argued,
not through
but
lectures,
because the idea
through
touched
example.
something
Speaking
deeper.
of small things,
If you'd
let
like
me
to
tell
try
you about
this,
one object
find a
that has lived
handkerchief
in
you
my
actually
pocket
like.
since I was a child.
Keep it in your bag
A
or
simple
pocket.
handkerchief.
Use it to dry
When I
your
was growing
hands,
up in
to
Osaka,
clean a cafe table,
My mother
to help a
would never
child
let
with
me
a spill.
leave the house without three
Every time
things.
you unfold it, you're not just
My
cleaning.
school bag.
You're reminding
My
yourself,
lunchbox.
I
and a
am someone who
handkerchief.
notices.
To us,
Someone who
it was
cares.
as essential as wearing
Now
shoes.
let me show you how we turned
Even
cleaning
now,
into
at
something
72,
joyful. A
I still
ritual that
carry
brought
one.
me closer to my grandchildren.
In Japan,
When I first visited my son's family,
wherever
I
I
kept
go,
hearing, "Leo, clean
I
your
will
room
leave things
or no
better
screen
than
time."
I found them.
Hana, if you don't help,
I've seen it everywhere.
no dessert.
A man wiping the,
The
sink
children
after
weren't
using
learning
a public
pride.
restroom.
They were learning
woman
to
patting a
associate
train
cleaning with
seat.
punishment.
One day in
In
Los
Japan,
Angeles,
we
someone
were
saw
taught
me
something
drying
different.
my hands with my cloth
At 6
and
years
asked,
old,
"Why don't you
I was
just
already
use paper
sweeping the
towels?"
classroom floors with my classmates.
because this one
There was no
I can
scolding,
wash
no
and
chore
reuse.
chart. It was simply how the
and
day
it doesn't
ended,
end up in the ocean.
together.
They paused.
So one Sunday morning in
Then nodded.
California, I tried
Not
something
because I
new.
argued,
I
but
didn't
because
say,
the idea touched
"Let's
something
clean."
deeper.
I said,
Now let me show you
"Let's
how we
reset the
turn
house
cleaning
together,
into something
then I'll make
joyful.
pancakes."
Casa. A
We
ritual
turned on
that
some
brought me
music.
closer to my
My
grandchildren.
granddaughter wiped the
I
table.
kept hearing.
My grandson
Leo,
lined up the
clean your
shoes
room
by the
or
door.
no screen time.
My son and
Hana,
daughter-in-law
if you
swept
don't
and
help,
folded.
no
We didn't
dessert.
call it cleaning.
In Japan,
we called it
we
caring.
were taught something different.
Afterward,
At
over
6 years old,
pancakes, I told
I was
the children,
already sweeping the
in
classroom floors with
Japan,
my
we
classmates.
clean the places we
So
belong
one
to
Sunday
because
morning
we
in
love them.
California,
My
I tried
granddaughter
something
looked
new.
at me and said, "So,
I didn't say
it's like
"Let's
hugging the
clean."
house?" I smiled.
Let's reset
Yes.
the house together.
That's
Then
exactly what
I'll
it
make
is.
pancakes.
If you want more peace at home, not just more order, try this.
We turned on some
Set
music.
a 10-minute
My
family
granddaughter wiped the
reset
table.
each
My
day.
grandson lined up the shoes by the door.
Play a song
My son
everyone
and
loves.
daughter-in-law swept
Let
and
each
folded.
person choose
Afterward,
one small
over
task.
pancakes, I
Then
told
share
the children,
something simple together and
In
snack,
Japan,
a story, a
we
laugh.
clean the places we
Because
belong
long
to.
after the crumbs are gone, what they'll remember isn't the dust. They'll remember how it felt to care for a space together. There's another habit that
So
changed
it's
my
like
life
hugging
later
the
on.
house?
One that looks like cleaning,
That's exactly what
but
it
feels
is.
like freedom. A few years ago in Osaka,
Set a 10-minute
I opened
family
a drawer
reset
and
each day.
realized
Play a song
I
everyone
didn't
loves.
recognize half of what
Let
was
each
inside.
person choose one
Old
small
batteries,
task. There is
single
another habit
chopsticks,
that changed my life
papers
later
from
on.
years ago. Little
One that
objects
looks
that
like
once had a
cleaning,
purpose, now
but
just
feels
quietly
like
taking
freedom.
up space.
Old
I held a
batteries.
plastic spoon from a flight I no
Single
longer remembered and
chopsticks,
thought, why am I
papers from
carrying
years
all
ago.
of this?
Little
When
objects.
none of it is carrying me.
I held a plastic spoon
That
from a
moment
flight
was the
I no
beginning of
longer
something
remembered
we
and
call
thought,
danchari.
why am I carrying all of
Danchari
this?
means
when none of
refuse,
it is carrying me.
release, respect.
That
Refuse
moment
what
was
you
the
don't
beginning
need.
of something we call
Release what no longer
danchari.
serves you. Respect the space you
Danchari
live in.
means refuse.
I didn't throw
Release.
everything away at
Respect.
once. I went slowly.
Refuse what you don't
One
need.
drawer,
Release
one
what
shelf,
no longer.
one
I
corner
went
at
slowly.
a time. And
One
something
drawer.
surprising happened.
One
The
shelf.
house felt lighter.
And something
But more
surprising
importantly,
happened.
so did
When I
I.
visited my East
When I
Asian
visited
son
my
again,
son again,
I saw the same
I
heaviness,
saw the same heaviness in his garage.
Boxes labeled
Boxes
someday,
labeled someday,
and just in case.
and just in case.
We sat on the floor
We
and
sat on
picked
the
up each
floor
item.
and and picked up each
Asking
item.
one simple question.
Asking one simple
Have
question.
we used this in the
Have
last
we
year?
used this in the last year? If the answer was no, we thanked it and let it go.
We can breathe
After
in
a
here
few
now.
hours, the space was clearer. You could feel it. My daughter-in-law
There is
stood there
one
and
last
said,
habit
"We
that
can
ties
breathe in
all
here
of this
now."
together.
If your
The one
home
my
feels
father
heavy,
gave me when I
don't
was
think
a
of
teenager.
decluttering as punishment. Think of it as making room for life.
Leave a space
Start
better
with
than you
one
found
drawer,
it, and someone
one
will
shelf.
always be grateful.
Ask, does this still serve me, or am I just serving
Even
it?
if they never know your
Because a
name.
quiet home helps create a quieter heart. And that's not just cleanliness. That's freedom.
Every time I've wiped
There's
a park
one
bench
last
dry,
habit that ties
picked up a
all
piece
of
of
this
trash
together.
on a path,
The
or
one my
left a
father
public
gave me when I was a teenager.
In Japan, we don't think of
He
cleaning
said,
as someone else's
leave a space
job.
better than you found it.
We see it
and
as
someone will
everyone's
always be
quiet
grateful.
duty.
I've seen
even if they
businessmen
never
in
know your
suits
name.
pick up trash at train stations.
At the time,
Children
I
scrubbing
thought he
classroom
was just
floors at
talking
the end
about
of the
being
day.
neat.
Monks
Now,
sweeping
I know
temple
he was
steps
talking
each
about
morning.
something bigger.
Not because they're
Every
dirty,
time I've wiped a
but
park
because
bench
the act
dry,
itself
picked up a
is
piece
sacred.
of trash on a path, or left a
What if
public
more of us
restroom a
lived
little
that way?
cleaner than I found it,
What if
I've
wiping
thought of
a
his
cafe
words.
table, folding a blanket,
In Japan,
or lining up your shoes?
we don't think of
For
cleaning
me,
as someone else's
Not
job.
for applause,
We see
not
it as
for
everyone's
credit,
quiet duty,
but simply
not as
because you
labor,
care.
but as gratitude. I've seen
Because in
businessmen
the
in
end,
suits pick up trash at
cleanliness
train
isn't
stations.
just about things looking
Children
tidy.
scrubbing classroom floors
It's
at
about
the end of the
being
day.
thoughtful.
Monks sweeping temple
Being
steps
present.
each morning, not
Being
because
part
they're
of
dirty,
something bigger
but
than
because
yourself.
the act itself is sacred. What if more of us
So
lived
I
that
leave you
way?
with this.
What if wiping a cafe
Cleanliness
table, folding a
is not
blanket,
just a
or lining
habit.
up your shoes became
a
a
legacy.
daily ritual of respect?
Every
Not for
small
applause,
act you do today,
not for credit,
every floor you
but
sweep,
simply
every
because you
dish you
care.
rinse, every
Because in
space
the
you
end,
quietly reset.
Cleanliness
matter.
isn't just
And
about
so does this
things
place.
looking tidy.
And
It's
maybe,
about being
just
thoughtful,
maybe,
being
they'll do the
present,
same.
being part of something
You don't
bigger
have
than
to live in
yourself.
Japan to begin.
So I leave you with this.
You don't need
Cleanliness
special
is not
tools
just a
or
habit.
training.
It's a legacy.
All you need is
Every
this
small
moment
act you do
and
today,
one small
every
act
floor you
of
sweep,
care.
every dish you rinse,
Tonight,
every
before
space
you go to
quietly
bed,
reset
try this.
is a
Wipe your
message to the
kitchen
next
counter.
person who enters that space.
Line up your shoes.
You matter,
Fold the blanket on
and
the
so
couch.
does this place.
Not to be
And maybe,
perfect.
Just maybe
Not to
they'll
impress
do the
anyone.
same. You don't have to
But
live
to
in
offer
Japan
a
to
quiet
begin.
kindness to
You
your
don't
future
need
self
special tools or training.
and to the
All
people
you need
you
is
love.
this moment and one small act to care. Tonight,
If this
before you
story
go to
has
bed,
stirred
try
something
this.
gentle in you,
Wipe your kitchen
try
counter.
one of these habits
Line up
this
your
week.
shoes. Fold the blanket
Then
on
come
the
back
couch.
and tell me in the
Not to
comments
be
what
perfect.
changed for you.
Not to impress anyone, but to offer a quiet kindness to your future
And if you
self.
know someone who could
And
use a
to the
little more
people you
peace in their
love.
life,
If this story
Share
has
this
stirred
video with
something
them.
gentle in you,
Because
try
the
one of
world
these
doesn't
habits
change
this week.
through grand
Then
gestures.
come back and
It
tell me
changes
in the
quietly,
comments what changed for
gently,
you.
and tone.
And if you know someone who
One
could
clean
use a
space.
little more peace in their
One
life,
soft breath.
share this video with them.
One simple act of care
Because
at a
the
time.
world doesn't change through grand gestures. It changes quietly, gently. One
Thank
clean
you for
space,
spending this time with
one
me.
soft breath, one simple act of care at
And
a
wherever
time.
you go next.
Thank you for spending this time with me. And wherever you go next, may you leave it better than you found it.